Okay, hello everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing? I hope you are doing well. I am doing well. Happy Thursday. Yes, today's Thursday, October 30th. If you can believe it, we're almost at the end and through October. Wow. I swear it feels like yesterday that I moved to my new place here in Washington. I'm not even kidding you. Like, it just... time is flying by like crazy for me. The older that I get, time goes by faster. And, you know, that's kind of a shame. It really is kind of a shame because, the older you get, the more opportunity you have to experience things, to do things that you wanted to do, your whole life. And, you know, and then time just flies by, right? Just flies by. Uh-oh, people are saying I might have 2 Twitch tabs open. Wait a minute. Oh, okay, never mind. They were talking to someone else in the chat. Someone was saying my voice was echoing. And then everyone else was like, no, he's not. What are you talking about? And apparently, the poor guy had 2 Twitch streams open. Don't worry, it happens to the best of us. It's gotten me too. That's happened to me as well. Don't feel bad if you're watching on Twitch and you realize you've got 2 tabs open at the same stream. So anyway, yeah. Today we're going to be doing something very interesting, very different, very unique. This week, you know, as I was playing through this week's new releases, I got contacted through 2 different methods, basically, for the opportunity to participate in an alpha for a game. Now, I almost never get these kind of, these things, you know what I mean? I don't really enter them. I don't, you know, actively seek them out. Usually, I'm so busy with new releases or whatever that, that really I'm like, okay, whatever. Alpha, there's an alpha out, big deal. You know, I'll play the game when it's out. But in this case, there's a few reasons why I was interested. Number 1, because this week we've already played the new releases for 2 straight days, and people are basically like, we need a break. We need something different to break it up before you return to them. I said, okay, fair enough. Number 2, because this game was actually supposed to come out this year. It was actually scheduled to be released in 2014, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it was kind of pushed back, kind of nonchalantly. And being that this fall, there's so many releases already, you know, coming out and scheduled, I don't think anyone really complained about that. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like we're not occupied by other stuff. So I think people were kind of understanding and like, okay, whatever, you know, it gets delayed, that's perfectly fine as long as the finished product ends up being, you know, a good product, which is ultimately what we're all looking for here, right? So yeah, so I got messaged to basically be in the, what's called the Big Alpha. They're calling it the Big Alpha for Evolve. So for those of you who aren't in the know, who don't know what's going on with this, this is the next game from the creators of Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead being one of those games that very first year that I actually did gameplay for the whole year was one of my favorite games of the year. Unique kind of 4-player co-op survival against waves of hordes of zombies. Of course, it had a sequel right away, which a lot of people felt was very controversial. This game just came out last year. All of a sudden, there's a sequel to it. Is it rushed? You know, how could it come out so quickly? I was one of the people who actually was fine with Left 4 Dead coming out with a sequel the next year. But I don't know if a lot of other people were. A lot of people were like, maybe it's too much too soon. Okay. So, so the dev team from Left 4 Dead, working on a new game, came out with this one. And from what I'm going to understand, it's kind of almost a similar concept, but it's not the same. So let me explain. It is again 4-player cooperative, but unlike Left 4 Dead, which was 4 players against waves and hordes of endless zombies, right? Excuse me. Instead of waves of zombies, you are teaming up against a giant, I even want to say, not really Godzilla-like, maybe King Kong-like would be the better comparison, monster. You are basically like 4 big game hunters heading out to kill some kind of a rare creature. And apparently the finished game is going to have many different kinds of monsters, so that there's some varied gameplay. But you know, obviously the alpha here is probably only going to have the one thing where you're the one. There's one monster against kind of a hit squad, almost an elite game hunting team. Now, apparently the gameplay. Now again, this is all speculation. I haven't played it yet, but apparently the gameplay is similar to games such as Team Fortress, where each member on your squad has a key focus. One might be the heavy weapons guy. One might be the medic who heals everyone. Okay? And some people have played this before. There was a build apparently available at E3, and people said it was really good, but basically there's some key strategies that you need to use. Like, you really need to have a good medic, and you have to keep the medic alive. If the medic dies, you're pretty fucked. And I like that concept, okay? I do like that concept. So, it seems like it could be an interesting premise, an interesting game overall, if it's executed properly. I mean, I could definitely see potential that, you know, they botch it up, and unfortunately, you know, certain monsters are overpowered, or certain teams, you know, can really dominate the monster easily if they know a certain strategy. I can definitely see things kind of going different ways. But it's a unique take. Never before have we had a 4-on-1 game premise before like this. And I think that people are going to... It's going to be one of those things that's either really, really good, or it's going to flop. I mean, I'm getting that feeling. You know what I mean? Like, it has massive potential to be something creative and different and unique. And at the same time, it could just go and die. And I don't know, you know, what way it's going to go. I'm interested to see what happens when the game actually gets released. So, anyway, that's just the backstory of the game there. Basically, I was contacted this week by 2 different parties, basically saying, would you like to get into the alpha? We'd like you to play it and check it out and see what you think. And I said, alright. So I signed up for both. There were 2 different opportunities that I had. One is for the Xbox One, and one is for the PlayStation 4, okay? So I signed up for both, and I got the email last night from both saying I was accepted into both. However, for somehow, I don't know how, if they paid extra money or whatever, but the Xbox One gets this alpha a day earlier than PS4. So for those of you who are interested and maybe you entered to get into the PS4 alpha, that is not available until tomorrow, Friday. But for whatever reason, the Xbox One got it today on Thursday. And so last night, when I got all this information, I basically set up a poll. And I said, alright, would people like to see me do this alpha or continue on with the games that I've been playing this week? And I get the overwhelming majority of people who voted said, no, we want to see this alpha. And I don't know if that's... I don't know how to take that. I don't know if that's a sign that... people are really anticipating this game and they're interested to see what the game looks like from the perspective of a common gamer, versus people who just kind of played at E3 and didn't have opportunity to capture any footage of it. I don't know if it's that people are bored of the games that I'm playing this week. It could be anything, you know what I mean? It could be multiple things. I don't know. I don't know what that means, but, you know, people voted and I said, alright, if this is what people want to see, then this is what we will see. And I'm okay with that. I'm very interested in it. I mean, I wouldn't have entered in for the opportunity to be in 2 different alphas for it if I wasn't interested in it, right? Now, I do want to say this. I don't know anything about how the game's going to perform here, okay? And it's always tricky when you're a live streamer, but you're also someone who's capturing footage for YouTube, to know what you should do, because I don't know what the resolution is. I don't know what the frame rate is. Right now on this menu screen, it's looking to me like it's 30 frames per second. This is not super smooth. It does not looking like 60 frames to me. Now, this could just be the title screen. I don't know. I don't know what the game's actually going to perform at once we start playing. But I did set up everything to capture at the highest quality in case the game just happens to run at 1080p and 60 frames per second. It's very likely that they don't, okay? It's very likely that the game will not run at that. Especially for an alpha, you're probably not going to push the graphics boundary for your game when it's not even in a retail release. You know what I mean? And so I think it's important to note, you know, before we get started here today with this alpha, that this is an alpha, and by no way should this be representative of the final product of the game. This is probably an early build. This probably is the E3 build, actually, because I know some companies do that. They'll release the build that they had for E3 much later. So I don't think anyone should take this and say, oh, this game sucks, I'm not going to buy it, or oh, the frame rate's terrible, oh, the graphics look like crap, you know, oh, there was a game bug during the alpha, that means that the game sucks. You know, don't take it like that. This is basically the creators of the game saying, listen, we know that you guys loved Left 4 Dead. We know we haven't done anything in 100 years. We want to give you guys a taste of things to come. You know, don't get too overexcited or over uppity about things that may be wrong with the game now, because we're going to fix them by the time the game comes out. And by the way, by no means am I saying that we should forgive the game devs, and if I start to play this and it doesn't work at all, it's a piece of shit, that we should say, oh, you know, well, you know, forgive them. No. Absolutely not. I mean, this is supposed to be a beta, or I'm sorry, an alpha, and it's supposed to be functional. You know, or else why did you advertise it? Why is it all over the internet? Everyone's talking about it. Why are people getting invites and emails to it if it doesn't work at all? So you can give some leeway, but you can't give them too much. You know what I mean? Like, it's a tricky balance here that we're going to have to dance. So, anyway, that's kind of the deal. That's the background story of Evolve. That's why I'm in this alpha today. Now, I'll say this, okay? I received only one code to do the alpha for the Xbox One. Only one. So that's why I'm playing by myself today. I'll probably get I'll either be the monster, or I'll be matchmaking in with other people, randoms, to play the game. However, I want to say this. I got 4 codes for the PlayStation 4 alpha. 4. They mailed me 4. And depending on what happens today, okay, I may or may not actually play the PS4 version of the alpha. If I'm really liking this alpha, okay, then maybe this weekend I'll take a day, either Saturday or Sunday, and I will I'll play that alpha, and I'll give the codes out, and we'll see if people, you know, want to team up or whatever. Okay, we'll see. If not, let's say that I play the alpha today and I'm like, all right, it seems decent, but I'm not really interested in playing it again, then I'll probably give away the codes. You know, there's no reason for me to hog these codes that other people could enjoy. So we'll see what happens. I'll let you guys know, obviously, after we play today. I'll let you know my opinion, and we'll go from there. Okay? And it should be good. I mean, I hope it's a good time. I hope it works. I'm already hearing rumors that there's some big problems with matchmaking. Like, you try to find a match and it could take upwards of 10 minutes to find a match. So we may have a big waiting game here today on stream. If it is what it is, you know, we'll see. But at this point, I think let's just try it out, and let's give it a swing, and let's see what it's like. Okay? So, alright, so that's going to be it, everybody, for the kind of intro to what we're doing here today on stream. I thank you for joining me and giving it a shot. If it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not. That's why it's an alpha, so that you know, you test it out. That's the point. And just to keep in mind, all this footage will be recorded and uploaded to my YouTube channel, DSPGaming. So if at any point during the stream you have to take off and you want to maybe check out the footage later, check it out on DSPGaming. It will be uploaded immediately following the conclusion of this stream. Okay? Alright, so there you have it. Thanks, everybody. Let's get started with our Evolve Big Alpha gameplay, as they call it. Very good.